friends. I'm Miss Nancy from the Redland Community Library, part of York County Libraries, and I'm here to talk about young adult chapter books. These titles are nominees for the Pennsylvania Young Readers' Choice Awards, and I'm going to focus on them. This is a list of nominated titles. If you're looking for lists of past winners or to read any more information about these current books, you can go to www.psla.org and then look for the Pennsylvania Young Readers' Choice Awards. All the books are listed there. All right. So some of the books that are nominated for this year have a school setting, which makes sense because that's what most teens know. And the first one I'm going to talk about is called Truly Devious, over here, by Maureen Johnson. Welcome to Ellingham Academy, a private boarding school where great young minds can learn and grow, where curiosity can flourish, and it's the perfect setting for a felony or two. Enter Stevie Bell, present-day student and crime enthusiast. She arrives at Ellingham determined to solve the case of the murder and kidnapping that happened 80 years ago on campus. But before she can come to any conclusions, a fellow student is found dead, and it appears the original killer may have returned. Who will be the next victim? Does Stevie truly have what it takes to uncover the evidence and reveal the truth? You won't be able to put down this suspenseful tale full of twisted riddles. That sounds good. All right, my next book is called Tradition. That's down here, Tradition by Brendan Kiley. Fullbrook Academy is a place where boys will be boys, openly rating girls according to their looks, writing things about them on the locker room walls, and sometimes ruining their reputations. As a senior, Jules just wants to get through the year and leave Fullbrook behind. Her attempts at speaking up for equality haven't gone well. Girls being treated as objects is still the status quo. Jamie is a transfer student, a powerhouse on the ice, and the hockey team is excited to have him. He's a scholarship kid with a dark past he's not sharing with others, but he's not comfortable with the way the guys treat the girls here. How far do things have to go before someone speaks up? So that was Tradition. Now this one, After the Shot Drops, combines school and basketball. Nazir can't help feeling betrayed by his best friend Bunny. Not only did Bunny transfer to play basketball for a mostly white Catholic school outside Philadelphia, now Bunny is with the girl Nazir has loved for years. Meanwhile, Bunny is feeling alone in his new school and resents Nazir for breaking ties. Feeling he's lost his only friend, Nazir spends more time with his cousin Wallace. If it seems like everything is going right for Bunny lately, it's the opposite for Wallace. About to get evicted from the home he shares with his grandma, Wallace makes a series of decisions that will have long-lasting consequences for all three boys. Told in alternating chapters by Bunny and Nazir, filled with basketball action to go with the page-turning drama, After the Shot Drops is the story of three boys finding different ways to handle the opportunities, expectations, and challenges they are dealt. That was After the Shot Drops. One more school story here is Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. After the Shot Drops was Randy Ribay, R-I-B-A-Y. That was the author. All right, so Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Jake is tired of of people trying to fix her when she's not even broken. Being one of the few black students and even fewer economically challenged kids attending an elite private school in Portland, Jake is continually given opportunities that she feels like she has to take in order to make it out of her poor neighborhood. When her guidance counselor offers her one of just 20 spots in the Women for Women program for young, smart black women in Portland, she reluctantly agrees. Even though Jade is unsure what her privileged mentor Maxine can teach her, Maxine encourages Jade's creativity as an artist and supports her when she wants to enact change in the world that is constantly trying to fix her. Through her love of language, art, and culture, Jade finds her voice and learns to be an agent of change in her own life and where it matters. And that was here, Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. Now, for a completely different take, we have a dystopian novel here, Dry by Neil Shusterman. In Southern California, water restrictions have become a way of life. But one day, the faucets run completely dry. Alyssa and Garrett's family is one of the fortunate few who acquire a small amount of bottled water, but it won't last long. Neighbor Kelton, whose survivalist family has spent years stockpiling emergency supplies and preparing for a disaster, is reluctant to let Alyssa and Garrett's family suffer. The neighbors quietly calculate their next moves as desperation sets in and hanging on to any shred of civility seems almost impossible. Meanwhile, water drop-off locations and evacuation centers across the region quickly become scenes of chaos with no relief imminent. Alyssa, Garrett, and Kelton soon realize retreat is not an option. They must embark on a risky journey or risk losing their lives. And one more book I want to tell you about today. This is a fantasy book, Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Ademi. Zélie Adebola was young when her life was forever changed, when the king's men came to kill her mother and many other Magi, but not so young that she doesn't remember her fear and anger. After leaving their village in an effort to make money to pay their taxes, Zélie and her brother Zane literally run into a fleeing woman, the Princess Amari. The three set out to use Zélie's growing abilities to bring about the return of magic to the land of Orisha. But will it end up costing them their community or even their world? This fantasy novel, the first of a trilogy and the basis for an in-development movie, provide diverse characters, an incredible setting, and more magic and adventure than seems possible. Book 2 of the series, Children of Virtue and Vengeance, has been published, so you can read books 1 and 2 before the book 3, the last book of the trilogy, is published. Now, speaking of fantasy books, have you read Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children? This was the award winner for the Pennsylvania Young Readers' Choice Awards back in 2014, and this book is filled with some odd pictures of some of the peculiar children who were at Miss Peregrine's school. Now, why take a picture and not face the camera? I don't know if you can see this, but there's a girl standing here on the side of the lake, but there's a reflection of two girls. There's a boy covered in bumblebees. And then this is really weird. These are called Two Freaks. And they seem to have ribbons coming out of their mouth. So that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This title and other titles that I've talked about can be found on Access 360, Hoopla, and in the library catalog. I hope you continue your reading and let me know what you're enjoying. All right? Thanks a lot. Bye.